antayin natin. Let's head on into our game very shortly. This could be the potential match point of Bren Epro, or will LPE force a game number 3?
Let's see if it's gonna be the same story from match 1. But looking at game 1, I feel like Bren Epro already has the key to success. Ipapasok mo na lang sa pintuan, iuurong mo na lang ng konti. Pero sa Eagles, tignan natin kung mahaharang pa ba nila ang possible victory ng Bren Epro sa kanila. Again, it's very important for the Eagles to secure 2 victories here para malamangan na nila ang Bren Epro. And for Bren Epro, denying 1 win against the Eagles would just put them in a state na talagang wala ng bawi-bawi pa.
And this also tests how well LPE can really clutch, especially into game number 2. Kasi kung nare-recall nyo guys, si LPE ang nakapanalo nga naman ng games 1 and 2. So it means that this basically tests their will really to win this match. And of course, right now we are going into the Land of Dawn once more between Bren Epro and LP Eagles. And right now, still having the similar lineup for both of our teams. It's just that LPE will be having a 2-man setup whilst Bren 2 onto the middle side. So we go into our games right now as both of our teams is just getting all of the resources as early as now.
Yeah, and looks like Bren Epro finding a bit of damage on their life dito sa top side. Napakasakit na poke na nanggagaling dito sa Eagles at nagbabato pa nga ng bomba. Mag-aabol pa nga dito and Rebo forced to walk away pero masakit pa rin yan, Dudong.
Speaking of masakit, Arms really asserting some dominance against Valier dito. Ako muna ang better mage dito sa early stages ng ating laro. But I do not wanna count out the Valier yet because take note, he can scale throughout when the mid phases of the game comes at pag nabigyan siya ng oportunidad na makapagkuha ng kills and economy as well. But looking here, Aspect will be getting this orange buff rather into their sides, denying the Graf from that potential steal. And look at this, Arms once again will be having that dominance onto the top side, taking down Rebo in the long run. Tempest Blaze will be used defensively, however, for Carteezy, as he already know that there are 3 members of LPE onto the top side.
Yeah, and Bren Epro right now, medyo nagugulat sila sa nangyayari dito sa top side. Pero Rio, bagsak dito kay Tams, and Aspect looks to be going in for the 1v1. But EJ nandun na sa backside, pinapatigil dito ang Esmeralda.
Okay, so ngayon we are seeing right now that 2-on-2 fight. Looks like make it 3 right here. It's going to be one of a messy fight, but Pew was able to actually survive that feathered airstrike coming in from ours. And right now, Thomas is going to pin down the Diggy right here onto the top side, but Brody will be having that trade, taking down Carteezy.
Yeah, and Carteezy a little bit too aggressive there. Pinasok niya sa torre ng walang minions at nagulat siya sa damage na binato ng Brody. But the Tamos slaps easy going! But that's a shutdown and that's gonna be a kill for the Farsa. Akala mo yun na, pero nakabawi pa pala.
Pinagtagpo at pinagtadhana, sabi ni Arvs dito, you may have taken me down on the early one, but I will have my avenge. And that is what happened doon sa ating top side, really taking abuse of them overstaying doon sa ating top area, and right now going back, it may even out the odds for the side of LPE. But this time, I think the caution is still there para sa kanila. They have to choose their fights wisely if ever they want to really secure a certain amount of gap against Bren Epro.
Yeah, and for Flap Easy, this Tamos, nakikita na natin kung gaano kasakit to. Imagine mo, mahirap na nga patayin, napakasakit pa. And kailangan natin abangan, pero Stanini dito, and might be a kill. Killing spree para sa Farsa. Nakakagulat talaga ang damage ng Feathered Airstrike.
And 3-man of LPE onto the bottom side will be trying to take down this first tower that they have. And EJ in a difficult spot. He knows that there are 3 people in there. So I think it's a question of how they enter. But look at this thing, was able to take that turtle for the side of Bren Epro. Last Insanity alongside with that damage will be cleaning up Esmeralda away from the map.
Yeah, and Turtle for some kills in the bottom side. That's 2 kills going to the Eagles sa bottom side, pero nakuha ng Bren Epro ang Turtle, and that puts Eagles up by almost 1k. Again, this is still a small lead and this is still anybody's game. But looking at how the Farsa is performing and how Brody is dealing damage, Eagles is looking very healthy in this game.
Indeed, and look at this, how Arg really puts a threat in with this feathered airstrike right here along with Jake the dog trying to place Abyss Mark onto the Tamus, but the Tamus is crunchy enough to take those hits. But in the long run, however, Aspect is taken down by Carl Tizzy, so this could be a difficult sign for LPE to at least disengage and stay onto their turf for now. Kasi nakikita natin dito, Carl Tizzy has the essential buffs. He is 2-1-1 on the scoreboard. Feathered Airstrike will leave the ouchies for Carl Tizzy right here. Will be onto the terrains. Will be going for art for that Tempest Blade. But the Time's Journeys will be denying that fact. And Brody will just have that beautiful finish. May trade dito si Towns, however, onto the bottom side. And another one. Jake the Tog might be taken down by the Towns right here. And that is a trade for both of them onto that bottom side. And right now, this is looking good for both of our teams. But man, this is a neck and neck fight.
No HP, Flap TV. Kahit 100 HP, kailangan mo respetuhin. Bimo might be in trouble. The Grok finds him, but that's Aspect on the backside to deliver a little bit of safety. No kill so far, but men, grabe ginagawa ni Flap TZ in this game.
Indeed, and this is just really both of our teams not affording any casualties for both sides, and I'm liking this because this is one of the things that I can be sure of na magiging matagal muli ang game nating ito. But it depends basically on how they rotate. And speaking of rotations, mukhang minamata na ng Bren Epro ang turtle take na to. It may be uncontested this time kasi they don't have enough time to actually go for the steal. Calling Storm ang gagamitin ng Aspect defensively, Time's Journey as well to deny any hits. But look at this, Tamus will be taking down the Diggy out of the board. So wala na silang sagabal in terms of the CC. And right now, Airstrike will be having that trade against that Grok, taking him down. And this forces Bren Epro to disengage.
Yeah. Turtle going to the hands of Bren Epro. They got a kill for kill, pero tingnan natin dito sa bottom lane. Flap TZ against Ryota. Might be a 3v1 dive, pero babagsak na muna ang Torre bago bumagsak si Flap TZ. Respecting that rotation. Great call coming in from Bren Epro.
This is nice rotation actually coming in from LPE, applying pressure dun sa baba dahil alam na nga nilang nabutas na nila ito. So right now, they will be having a similar thing though onto the top side lane, taking down Arbs. So this is now a good opportunity there for Twin kasi look at the positions that we're diving ang LPE, but it might be against Bren Epro. Look at this, EJ will be inflicting damage. Ling will be taking down the Diggy, but Brody is going to have that trade that hindi pa tapos si Cartesi on having that double kill to avenge his fallen comrade. And look at this Aspect, a bit of overstay here, but it looks like he was able to tower hug himself to safety, and Cartesi konting greediness doon, but still was alive.
Yeah, and Bren Epro really securing that turtle and a lot of kills as well. So baliktad doon, objective transitioning into kills at mukhang magkakatuluyan pa nga ang laban dito. Last Insanity used defensively, saktong Mamba out lang, may fireworks pa nga.
I think that is also a good call for the X-Borg right here kasi ayaw mo nga naman ma-pick off, especially when numbers do matter, and it was in the favor of LPE in terms of population dun kanina. So going back, this is going to actually take some resources for both sides of our team, pero I think Bren Epro has to be really priority their targets right now. And speaking of priority, taking down Diggy away from the board, transitioning to the middle side is a good call for them kasi pwede na nila mabutas itong middle tower.
Yeah, walang takas-takas to. Mukhang babagsak na muna ang mid-third dito. Pinufocus naman na ng Bren Epro at mukhang hindi ba pipigilan ng feathered airstrike yun. May turtle pa nga. So that's 2 objectives going to the hands of Bren Epro. Pero 2k pa lang naman ang gold lead. This is still anybody's game. And dinagdagan pa nilang isang Torre. What a massive rotation coming in from Bren Epro.
And I like it how they are very patient in getting those skirmish fights kasi hinihintay nila that Link can fully get his items right kahit na nakikita natin na he is taking down one members of LPE, one or two members. And this is nice kasi the more that they secure these lockdowns, katulad na nangyayari ngayon, Ryota is going to be outnumbered by a lot of members of Bren Epro here. They will be taking him down plus another tower to boot. So more of the control sa ating mapa will be in the hands of Bren Epro.
Yeah, and Bren Epro right now picking off kill after kill all around the map with that Link. Doon mo makikita na talaga nagsasnowball na dito yung Link, pero last insanity na gamit dito with the Tempest of Blaze dashing in and out of the fight. That's gonna be a kill. Monster kill for the far side. Babalik ang panga dito si Bimo, and that's a double kill for the Link.
Again, this is the discipline that Bren Epro is starting to really set for the side of LPE. Ganito tayo mag-link. You have to have that patience and that certain amount of timing then for our side to really be successful in taking your fights right. And speaking of taking down your fights right, EJ will be immobilized right here. Brody will be having that cleanup, pero hindi pa matatapos. Selfless plays ang gamitin dito ni Carlizzi for that right. But you know what? They will be disengaging instead kasi you don't want to commit into a 3 versus 2 fight, especially when the health was in the favor of LPE.
Yeah, and let's look at the third score so far. 3 turrets na ang bumagsak para sa side ng Eagles. Meanwhile, for Bren Epro, they've successfully pushed down 5 turrets. And kung titignan nyo ang mapa para sa mga nanonood, tignan natin ang mapa panandalian. Napakaganda for Bren Epro na nandun pa rin ang kanilang mid lane turret. Dahil napakalaking control ang binibigay ng outer tier mid lane turret compared to other lanes as well. So, kailangan nila alagaan yun if they want to secure more map pressure. But speaking of map pressure, man, Carl Peasy dashing in and out might be a kill here. 2v1.
Really abusing aspect alone into the bottom sides, and Cartesi walang kahumpay, walang hesitations na talagang tanggalin siya sa mapa because this is going to look good for Bren Epro whenever they will be initiating a teamfight kasi walang aspect na makakatulong sa pag-apply ng control for LPE. So right now, they will be taking down the middle tower na natitira sa labas ng mapa, and they are applying pressure in terms of these split pushes that we are seeing right now. But you know, walang minions, so for the side of Bren Epro, they can be a little bit of lax right here in terms of attempting these pushes. But you know what? I think this is going to be a free lord for the side of Bren Epro once again.
Yeah, libreng lord na naman. Ito na ang pangatlo o pang-apat nilang libreng lord throughout the series. And again, looking at how they're exerting pressure, this might just be a free lord if they plan to do so. But I feel like they're trying to play it safe for now.
Playing it safe is also important, especially with these times kasi LPE really still has that comeback potential if ever they are able to pin down the Valier dito, and the same thing with Ling as well. Pero gaya nga na nabanggit natin, it's going to be difficult kasi nakita natin that Cartesi is really going online with the mid game that we have, and free lord once more for the taking ng Bren Epro. They're just really going to wait for this lord to march down into the base of LPE. They can go for some split pushes, or kung sino man ang nahihiwalay sa grupo ng LPE, take it down, and that could be a win condition for Bren Epro. But what do you think, Womi, for the side of LPE? How can they turn these things around?
Well, one team fight could be the key to success, and looks like this is the team fight that they will call. No Feathered Airstrike will pick up heroes around that fight. But men, balik tayo dun sa Lord take. Saya, nung sinabi mong libre yung Lord na yon, mas malala pa sa libre yung ginawa ng Bren Epro doon. Tatlo lang ang ininvest nila sa Lord. The Valier and the Grok was positioned on the outer edges of the area to make sure na walang makakapasok. Libre na nga, selyado pa.
And speaking of this, the Lord, ayan na, pinukas na ang base ng ating LPE, and this is going to force them to really disperse and try to defend their turf. At aabutuin ko ng Bren Epro. Look at that, nasin sali si gagamitin, makamatay si Digi with that fight, and hindi pa sila tapos sa aspect. Mauubos na sila dito, and at the same time, the Barrett will be taking control of that Grok for that trade, but it looks like the game good. And in the side of Bren Epro, look at this, they are defeating in health with a lot of damage na i-inflict ng LPE. This can cause them to disengage or at least breathe a little bit, but they will be opting to really eradicate all of the towers for LPE. At dahil wala nga minions, it's going for Bren to really disengage. Look at this Rebo na ipit na proc immortality dito, and this could be a kill for the side of LPE. But look at this, there's space, RTZ sa loob ng base, but that trade is going to happen, and this forces now Bren Epro to back away with only 2 members. To take really the resources na nakapaligid sa kanya, and of course going to place Bren Epro in a very sticky situation kasi as mentioned nga natin kanina, no, pwede pa turn around ng LPE ito, pero you have to consider as well that Bren Epro, kahit sabihin natin wala si Cartesi or namatay siya doon sa feathered airstrike na ginawa ni Arz, pwede pa rin silang dumepensa because they still have the turrets up on their sleeves and they still have enough jungle minions and the incoming minions sa kanila can really help them fortify sa pagkawala ni Cartesi if ever namatay siya dun sa flame shot or feathered airstrike. No?
Naglalapit na yung mukha nila. Tapos biglang tutugtog yung ending na kanta, tapos bukas mo na makikita. Nako, mga pabitin talaga hanggang esports binibitin ng mga nanonood.
O paglalabas na din yung ating mga credits at sponsors, no? Pero mukhang hindi tayo bibitinin at nabuhay si Cartesi doon sa ating napakabitin na pause, and this is going to be at least a little bit of breather for the side of Bren. Will be taking, as mentioned, yung mga jungle minions natin dito, but take note, Lord is alive. LPE 4 members, make it 5, are also into the middle area, malapit kung saan ang Bren Epro na talagang kinukuha na tong Lord. Kasi this Lord, it can be very crucial for Bren Epro securing their game number 2.
Yeah, POD plus the Lord going down to the lane, and this is huge for Bren Epro. Konti na lang masasara na nitong laro na to. But for Eagles, this is their last hope. If they are able to defend a Lord, a luminous Lord, and 5 fed people from Bren Epro, then they could completely turn this game around.
Like you mentioned, this is going to place LPE in a turtle spot, not really going out of their turfs kasi delikado na magkaroon pas ng casualty or nagkaroon ng -1 for the side of LPE dahil nadala na siguro sila with Aspect being alone onto the bottom at na-takedown nga ni Cartesi earlier on, di ba? So, again, turtle shots for the side of LPE whilst nandito na muli ang Lord, nasa loob na ng base. Makunat na Lord na ito for the side of Bren Epro. Feathered airstrike gagamitin to defend, but look at the Tempest Space gagamitin to defeat that Diggy with that low break of health. Hindi pa sila wala double kill. It looks like this is going to be game for Bren Epro right here with Biota trying to on pero hindi na niya kakayanin, but luckily the minions are not there in play, so this leaves LPE to regain at least amount of the health in their sleeves. Si Rebo with a low break of health will be able to disengage, and meron pa siyang immortality to boot there as well.
Yeah, and again, successful defense coming in from the Eagles, still holding on to life. Pero dahil nga nakapasok na naman ang Bren Epro dito sa base ng Eagles, nakakuha sila ng turret dito sa top side. Now, all 3 lanes will be pushing against the favor of the Eagles for the next, actually for the entirety of this game. And it will be hard for the Eagles to go out of their base for free. This is the same thing that happened to them in Game 1.
And look at this. For this time naman, fence ng LPE is starting to really build its foundation. Nakikita natin na kaya pa rin nila talagang magdumepensa ng base. Pero this is also a step-by-step procedure ng Bren Epro. Take note, wala ng towers. Na-deplete nila yung health ng for at least a quarter. And another attempt like that, but this time with a bit more polished entry, be the game for Bren Epro. So ngayon, anong gagawin ng LPE? They have to really have a certain amount of lockdown against Carl TZ na nakikita natin, tinitake advantage niya ang mga squishier targets na pwede niya makuha for LPE.
Yeah, and for now, 5 people hovering around the jungle area of Bren Epro. The Eagles are just really shaking inside their base. Ikakamali na lang at magsasara na tong lo. And for Bren Epro, they are waiting for that mistake. Inaantay nilang mangyari yon. At kung hindi nila aantayin, ay pipilitin nila ang kamali na yon.
At mukhang wala na tayong room for errors at this point actually for both sides of our teams. Kasi one mistake or one mishap can really change the pace of this game. So feathered airstrike for Arbs is not really going to connect to anyone. And si Carl TZ nakita ko in-attempt niyang pasukin dito si Farsai, kundi lang walang taga-protect na dito for the side of LPE. So right now, this I think the best scenario for Bren Epro, wait for this Lord and they will be taking this, I'm pretty sure. Tapos they have to really control yung mga waves dito na hindi dapat matake ng LPE kasi this can really go both ways eh.
Yeah, and 19 seconds from now, lalabas na nga ang Lord. At napaka-importante for Bren Epro to secure this because looking at how going waves, hirap na hirap sila makapasok ng base. Pero Ryota, dito si Rebo. This is huge for Eagles.
Okay, but at last Insanity is going to be used defensively para makapag-disengage siya in that 2v1 fight. And here, we see that Bren may attempt a split push here, but the Lord is already alive. Alam na to na parehas ng teams. So, the best scenario for LPE is to take this into their advantage, but without the risk of casualty. Pero ito ang pwede din gawin ng Bren Epro. They use as bait, take down 1 or 2 members of LPE, go for that complete Lord, and eventually finish the game.
Yan, mukhang magkakatuloy na nga dito ang laban. Feathered airstrike, hindi pa makakakuha ng isa. Rebo in the backside, nagde-deal ng damage with the last Insanity. Pero panoorin natin nangyayari dito sa bot side. That's Carl TZ, no flap TZ going unstoppable with Aspect going down. 1/4 HP dito at mukhang nagkakatuloy na dito si Ryota. 1 more kill pero makakapatay dito si Brody Graf going down. Double kill para dito kay Flap TZ. At ito na, nagre-rain na ng mga TZ dito. Nagbabagsakan ng mga katawan ng Eagles. And this is Bren Epro going in for the kill.
And this is where nakikita natin that si Carl TZ ay isang munting police. Siya ang magiging cargo dito. Feathered airstrike really not going to finish off Carl TZ. Take note, minions are already incoming. Farsa is the only one remaining. And ladies and gents, I think this is game for Bren Epro. Right, your minions are going in. Ours has nothing to do at this point. And I think this is going to be game number 2 for Bren Epro winning that revenge match of 2-0.
Nakabawi na sa 2-0.